Hey guys, Patrick here from Lifestyle Tennis Academy. We're gonna do a little bit of a different video today. What I want to talk about is just some glute exercises. So we're not on court for this. We're not going to be on court for this video. Instead, I just want to show you guys some exercises for your glutes, for your gluteus maximus muscles. So the reason I want to shoot this video today is because glutes are one of the most important muscles for athletes that are doing any kind of sprinting sport, any kind of explosive sport, any kind of sport where it requires, you know, jumping, turning, pivoting, and all those sort of movements. So you see what happens nowadays is, because of the lifestyles we live, modern modern technology being where it is and everything, a lot of our time is spent sitting down, very sedentary lifestyle. So what happens is, when you're sitting down a lot, you end up generally getting very tight hip flexors, and you end up getting very weak glute muscles. So this happens from primary school all the way to high school and then university. You're always sitting down, and then if you're not at school, you're probably driving to school or on the bus to school. And then when you get older, a lot of the adults that I work with, they're sitting down a lot. They have office jobs, desk jobs, where they're again sitting down a lot of the time. So again, tight hip flexors and glute muscles get very weak, very relaxed. So what we want to do today is just do some exercises to awaken and make sure those glute muscles are strong. Before I show you guys the actual glute exercises, I do want to say too that sitting down a lot in general is, I'm sure most of you already know, but it's obviously terrible for your posture in long term. And it can lead to lower cross syndrome. We're not going to talk about that today. Probably talk about that in another video. You guys can look that up, lower cross syndrome. You can look that up online and get some good information about it. So glutes are important for explosive sports because they're one of, if not the main muscle that contributes to the explosiveness, to when you push off, when you go for that jump. Now we're just going to go through some basic exercises today, and then once you get good at these exercises, and you have good form, good range, good flexibility with these exercises, good strength built up, you can start getting to a little bit harder exercises, stuff like I like kettlebell dips or kettlebell swings, and deep squats as well. I like those for glutes. But what we're going to do today is more of isolation exercises, just targeting your glute muscles. So the first exercise that I want to show you guys is just a very simple one, but it's one of my favorites, and it involves a TheraBand. You guys can pick one of these up for, I think it's $10, and I've just got this yellow one. They come in different thickness. It's just a rubber tube. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it comes in different thickness, and this one's pretty thin. I probably wouldn't use this one myself, but just for today's example, I'm just gonna illustrate what we're gonna do with this to help strengthen your glutes. So we've got our TheraBand here. What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to take the TheraBand, and I like to put it just above your knees here. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to tie the TheraBand up just above your knees. Just here, it's just above my kneecap. So we're going to tie that TheraBand up. I'll just do make sure it's nice and tight on there, so it's not going to come undone. Now what you're going to do is you've got your feet together here. So you've got your feet, you know, just about shoulder width. You've got the TheraBand tied up. What you're going to do now is you're going to think about pushing your hips forward and turning your knees out just slightly. So again, you're going to push your hips forward and you're going to turn your knees out just slightly. And what that's going to do is that's going to activate your glutes, especially the outside of your glutes. Yeah, so you're going all the way out, pushing as far as you can go, and then you're slowly coming back to the start. So the other exercises that I like to do for glutes, if you just lean on, you know, a door, or if you have a post or a pole or a fence or something you can grab onto, I really like doing these two exercises as well to isolate just the glute muscles. So you start off, your feet, they can be together, that's fine. You're just going to use one leg at a time for this exercise, and all you're going to do is, I'm going to use my right leg to show you guys here. You're just going to get your leg, you're going to think about trying to squeeze your glute muscle, and just take your leg straight back this way, trying to keep your leg as straight as you can. You want to go out, you want to keep your glute squeezed as you take your leg back, and then you want to keep a squeeze as you come forward. So that's one. And the other exercise that I'd like to do is the same thing, except this time we're going to go diagonally out to the side here. Again, we're going to squeeze our glute, we're going to try and keep our legs straight, and we're going out to the side. We're going to go that way. So depending on where you're weak in your glutes, you'll feel it more in either going this way out 45 or going back, straight back that way. What I like about this one too is that you can progress the exercises. You know, you might want to get a TheraBand. You can tie your feet together as you go straight back or as you go out to the side. So what I like about those exercises is that they're very basic. They're very beginner isolated exercises, so you can really isolate your glutes. And I think there's a lot of room to progress with those exercises. You know, you don't need anything too fancy really. You can just go from like a yellow TheraBand, you can move up to a red TheraBand, and then you can move up to a green one. So I hope that all made sense for you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Before I go to, I also want to say, I'd start with in terms of how many do you want to do. I'd say depends how much you're training, and depends, you know, how much work you need on your glutes. Depends how much you're sitting down too. But I'd say maybe start with something very basic. Pick maybe you can do the first exercise by itself one day and do 2 sets, just something basic, 2 sets of 10, maybe 3 sets of 10. And then maybe on another day you do the other 2 exercises together, and just see how you go. Do that for a few weeks, and if it's you know, if it's pretty easy, then just progress. Maybe do another 3rd set of 10, and then if it's still too easy, you know, like I said, go up in the TheraBand, yeah, and go from there really. If there's any questions, let me know. I hope this video helps you guys, and I'll speak to you guys soon.